Author and poet Dina Metzger reminds us there are those who are trying to set fire to the world. We are in danger. There is time only to work slowly. There is no time not to love. This moment is a golden reminder of how to proceed as human beings. There are those who are trying to set fire to the world. We are in danger. There is time only to work slowly. There is no time not to love. So Dina Metzger's words remind us of the moment we are in. We are entering into the lunar tales for the 10th lunar cycle of 2025. My name's Elizabeth Russell, and I am the author and creator of The World of Dream Fruit, your guide through this storied realm of magic and belonging. We are on a journey together. It's a great adventure, and this journey is really taking us toward our birthright state of radical belonging. Remembering that we are woven into the fabric of life. We are in deep, radical connectedness, interrelatedness with all life. And as we practice returning to this state of radical belonging, we find that we are more and more open to acting on behalf of Earth, as part of the body of, as bodies within the great body of Earth. So, as we enter the world of Dream Fruit, we understand two things. The living Earth has been imperiled, and our creative nature is rising up. And as we travel through this storied realm, moon by moon, we remember that we are earthlings in training, practicing these simple pathways toward radical belonging, these enchanted pathways of the deep imagination, of tuning into natural time, of remembering that we are not traveling alone, that we do, in fact, have magical allies traveling with us who want us to succeed. This month's lunar tale is a tale of the dream of the focus moon. And it really is a time when we are honing our sacred attention. And then the other two moons of this season include the dream of the accordance moon, when we remember that we are in a multi-generational story, that we are not dwelling separate and cut off from our mighty ancestors, that they in fact are at our back exhorting us, and that we are part of what lays the tracks for future beings. So this is all, again, under this forging theme. And then the third lunation of this season is the dream of the mercy moon. And this is when we really find that we are humble and seeking justice, seeking mercy, and understanding and beginning to practice different ways of how power expresses and how power moves through the world and through our culture and in our own lives and in our own relationship to ourselves. So those are the themes up ahead. And I think it's very fitting that we're beginning the fall season with this focus theme. This is a time when we're really sorting signal from noise. And for those of you who've been following along for a while inside the lunar tales, the world of Dream Fruit, you know that we are informing a lot of these stories, these dreams, these lunar tales with the Sabian symbols, the Sabian degree symbols. And this is an astrological tool that helps us get a little bit more precise with the energy of a time or of a placement. And so this new moon that begins September 21st, right as our new season begins, as fall equinox arrives, it goes from September 21st through October 20th. And the Sabian symbol, the astrological degree symbol, or phrase for this particular placement, this is a second new moon this year, 2 new moons in a row in Virgo, in the sign of Virgo. And this one is in the 30th degree of Virgo. And the phrase that's connected to that 30th degree of Virgo is a false call, unheard, in attention to immediate service. A false call, unheard, in attention to immediate service. So it really is a time when we're going to be practicing discerning. Virgo loves discernment. We love to sort things out. It's a time when we're going to be practicing, like, is this a real thing that requires my attention? I have an immediate task of service. And if there's extra extraneous input, I'm going to discard it. I'm just going to sort that out, set it aside until my service is fulfilled, until this immediate task is completed. So yeah, it's a happy Virgo time. We are really and truly sorting things out in a powerful way. We are in an eclipse time. So we're in a powerful eclipse time, and we're in a powerful Virgo time, and we're beginning a new season. So it's a really wonderful moment to tune into some of these themes and to see how you can invite them to bloom in your life. And I want to just remind you these 3 enchanted pathways toward radical belonging. First of all, we're attuning to natural time. So this is why we're connecting with the lunar cycles. We're reminding our body, mind, that we are of something greater, that the rhythm that is moving around us in the world is also moving through us. So natural time is a beautiful pathway back to radical belonging. Magical allies are also a beautiful pathway back to radical belonging, which is why a lot of the story that is told inside the world of Dream Fruit, I call it lunar punk or eco punk. A lot of this story is told in a way that reminds us that it's not just us traveling along. You, me, none of us is the sole hero of the hour. Not any one individual will be rescuing the whole of us. It is, in fact, a shared journey. And it's not exclusively a human journey. And so, this is why when we talk about magical allies as a pathway back to radical belonging, it's a way of remembering that, yes, the mycelium wants us to succeed. The snow leopard wants us to thrive. Glaciers want humans to thrive. Everything is rooting for everything. So this is a pathway back to remembering our deep relatedness with life. And then this third pathway is the pathway of the deep imagination. The deep imagination is a communication tool between you and the deep consciousness, the psyche of Earth, cosmos, of all life. It sends us pictures, it communicates in symbol and in story. And this is why we tell these lunar tales in the form of a dream. Dreams are a wonderful way to gather information that can be broad spectrum, that can move past our rational mind and go deeper. We can take in the information into the body, into our own psyche, into our unconscious mind. Our deeper psyche can process way more information than what we tend to focus on, which is our frontal lobe. We just want it to do all the work for us, all the heavy lifting. We want it to take care of everything. And the truth is that it's this mode of thinking with just one part of our brain, whether you think of it as the left brain only, that kind of rational if then statement. It's this mind that has brought us to the pickle that we find ourselves in collectively right now. And so, yeah, it only makes sense that we want to lean into a broader sense of consciousness, something that isn't necessarily localized inside the cranium, something that isn't even just yours or just mine. It's a shared consciousness. It's a collectivity. There's an opportunity in this that really allows us to kind of simmer inside a shared story. And this is what Dream Fruit is really aiming to do. Give us a shared story, some shared symbol, imagery, that can seed new possibilities, new pathways forward. And may it be that this pathway forward really is one that ignites a deep, passionate love for life and that makes way for life to thrive. So, with that said, let's sort of activate that moon mind. And you can do this a lot of ways. I mean, we're going to just kind of settle in. You can almost imagine your mind with all of its ideas and thoughts as all those leaves that are beginning to drop from the trees and falling, 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 and settling to the ground. You can soften your gaze, close your eyes, really just let yourself kind of soften into moon mind as we enter this dream of the focus moon. And in the dream of the focus moon, a mist rises up from the forest floor. Phantasms and strange voices whisper in the fog, calling us back into the comforting illusion of what was before. The swirl of confusion is thick, and we strain to see our good green path. In the distance, a soft, faint murmuring brings memories of the meandering silver stream we followed in the early moons of spring. We track the sound of water with singular awareness, and we are soon walking underneath a dazzling sky and weaving a joyful path along the riverbank. And are we the warp and weft of an emerging world? And does our bright dedication burn away the mists? Yes, the way is made by listening. Sort signal from noise. Yes, the way is made by listening. Sort signal from noise. So just take a moment and think about this. See what shows up for you when you receive these images from this dream of the focus moon. A mist rising up from the forest floor, thick. It's a thick mist with phantasms and strange voices whispering in the fog. How could we know? I mean, it's so disorienting. And they're calling us backwards. They're calling us back into this comforting illusion of the past. Oh, yes, it's so enticing, this disorientation, and just to follow whatever voice we can make out in this thick fog, this thick mist. And this swirl of confusion is thick, and we strain. We can't even make out our good green path. We strain to see our good green path. But in the distance, the faintest murmuring of water, this faint, soft murmuring, bringing memories. And it's our memory that stirs, these memories of the meandering silver stream that we followed in the early moons of spring. And I'll suggest that you can go back to the video that had us kind of following this silver filigree of meandering stream, and that was back in March. It was called the seership moon, the fourth moon, where we were learning to sustain the gaze. And so a lot of the themes here, this is eclipse season to eclipse season, they're kind of similar but different. There's an echo of how we train our attention. So you might just check that out and see how that lunar tale resonates with you now and what was going on for you. This was the end of March into April. So but in this story, in the focus moon, we hear this water, and it kind of reminds us of this beautiful silver stream that we followed way back in spring. And so we track this sound of water. It's sort of an echolocation Marco Polo game to find our way back. So but we have to train our attention. We track the sound of water with singular awareness. And soon we're walking underneath a dazzling sky, clear, crisp blue. And soon we are weaving our joyful path along the riverbank, once again on our good green path. And are we the warp and weft of an emerging world? And does our bright dedication burn away the mists? Yes, the way is made by listening. Yes, sort signal from noise. What images live for you? Like, kind of what images pop for you in this little vignette? How do you feel yourself kind of experiencing that thick fog of confusion? And what is your faint murmuring that you can train your listening toward to keep you on your path of immediate service? From the carnival of distractions, we can let emerge an act of wholehearted intent, wholehearted focus. Yes, the carnival of distractions is real. And what is equally real, and probably more real, is your wholehearted intent. So this really becomes a practice of sacred attention. What is necessary to help you keep your focus on what is yours to do? This is a time of service. This is a Virgo new moon, and it wants you to be in service. It wants you to be in your immediate task. Another suggestion from the lunar tales for this month: place your unwavering dedication and your steadfast gaze upon the good reality. Okay, I'm mentioning that one. There are more in the book, of course, but I wanted to highlight that one for obvious reasons. This is a time, oh my gosh, when the good reality seems like a pipe dream, but it's not. The power of your sacred attention is a power that is easy to lose sight of, and yet, now more than ever, it is available. It is possible to keep your gaze on something more beautiful, more potent, more true than this thick carnival of distractions. What is your version of the good reality? What do you know can become possible when we all cut through the fog, tune into what's true, remember where we've been, the commitments we've made, the path that we've set for ourselves? What becomes possible is the fog can clear, the mist can clear, and the way can become crisp once again. Now, the moon will be full on October 6th, and the image that we're given through the Sabian symbols for October 6th's full moon is an Indian weaving a blanket. And so we are really seeing this is this warp and weft. There is a to and fro, but with each to and fro, we add a layer, we add meaning. And just a reminder that weaving is a very powerful image or symbol for creation. There are stories upon stories upon stories of how the world is woven. And one of the favorites that Michael Meade tells that we all love is the story of the woman who weaves the world. And she is just this timeless being in this deep, ancient cave, distant and wide and deep, far from us, this wonderfully wild place where this wonderfully wild, wise woman weaves. And she weaves the warp and weft. And every day she weaves the world. And every night a creature comes and pulls all the threads. And every day she wakes, the sun rises, she weaves the world again. This weaving, this sort of endless to and fro and to and fro, it's a fundamental part of the creation of our world. And so as we're kind of playing with these two images and with this story of like finding our way back, the way is made by listening, cutting through the mist, cutting through the disinformation, cutting through the distractions, cutting through the squirrel, squirrel, you know, as we're kind of training our mind back, it allows us to reweave, to reconstitute our path forward, to reconstitute the good reality. So I am hoping that this story, this lunar tale for this time, can be a support to you, can let you sort of find a path forward in these very foggy moments of this time. There is a journal prompt I'll offer you for this month, and that is there extraneous input that you can safely ignore? You can just ask yourself that question every day. Scan the horizon for extraneous input that you can safely ignore. And so you can take that into your journaling process. And I will share with you as a reminder that we are working inside the Lunar Tales for Earthlings, an ecopunk adventure through the lunations of 2025. And I am currently putting the finishing touches on the Lunar Tales for 2026. And that will be, I think this is true, our 7th year of the Dream Fruit adventure. Didn't see that coming. And also just a reminder that the Lunar Tales for Earthlings works by itself, and also with the Journal Magic for Earthlings. This is a guided moon book, and it is undated. It is evergreen, so you can move in and out of it at will. And there are 13 lunar sections, undated lunar sections inside the Journal Magic for Earthlings. And it really is a beautiful guide through the lunar cycle. It's designed to kind of cultivate that natural time, that sensibility of natural rhythm. So playing with these alone or together is a fun thing. Obviously, I'm showing you my very scrappy personal versions of these, but I quite love them. I'm hopeful that they are supportive to you if you are following along with your journal magic. And something I keep forgetting to mention is usually down below in the comments or in the description up for the video, I try to include the link for this month's playlist. I make a soundtrack every month for the themes of the time. It's really fun for me. And also, it can be a really lovely way to remember and feel inspired as the lunar cycle proceeds, as we kind of go through the whole journey.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite things to do is to hit play on that playlist and then do my journaling. Set up my journal pages for this new lunar cycle and sort of enjoy the themes that are kind of brewing. And the soundtrack can be a really great way to do that. So I hope you enjoyed that soundtrack as well. And I look forward to being in touch again next lunar cycle. May it go well for you and may it go well for us all. Thank you so much.